Hello. Today I'm putting out a video regarding directions I'm heading with my future. I've previously put out videos on YouTube that have detailed some of the events early on in my life. Started drinking when I was about 10 or 11 years old, just sneaking alcohol. I was living in a single parent household. My father passed away when I was 7, and proceeded to go through all kinds of problems due to alcohol affecting me and my ability to understand how to proceed with life and live as an adult, a responsible adult, up till I was about 27. I've been sober close to 27 years, or 20 years, almost. I'm at 27 years and about 9-10 months. When I quit drinking back in the late 80s, one of my goals was to someday have a chance to work with people and help them avoid some of the pitfalls I did in proceeding with alcohol and become abusive with it. I've expressed this many times over the years, and in the last 5 or 6 years, I've started to do a bit of volunteering. And kind of started one of the people who helped me with my recovery. Someone I looked up to, and many people at the time thought it was a bit crazy, but Bob Probert, who used drugs and alcohol, but I admired him as a hockey player, and there was just something about him that I found to be appealing. Maybe there was something that I instinctively found in him that helped me understand him with my own substance abuse. I shared with him back in 1989 when I'm initially meeting him and telling him that I admired him, that my goal was to, somewhere along the way, be able to give back to other people and figure it out and help people find better lives. In no way, shape, or form at that point was I ready to do what I'm thinking about doing now. I've been through many things. Over the time of me being sober, I realized I suffer from depression. I'm medicated for it. Mild medication. I went through a bankruptcy. I committed suicide, tried to commit suicide a few times. Ended up out in the street, not for an extended period of time, thankfully, but there were times where I really felt without hope, and a lot of times there was after I'd met Bob, and the one thing that held me in there was that Bob wanted better things for me. I think as a human, he saw that. He saw the pain in me the same way I saw the understanding in him. That I'll never know. 5 years ago, Bob passed away, and that's when I started to get into my volunteering and to actually help me untangle some knots in my own life. In losing my father, I never really grieved or had a chance to understand the grief that goes with losing someone. And in Bob's passing, I volunteered for a grief support nonprofit facilitating, and over the course of 5 years, I've experienced a lot of things that I think have made me a better person, understanding things about people that in their everyday walk of life they probably wouldn't share with other people. In the same regard, I started doing some volunteering with some alcohol groups. Well, not really alcohol groups. Community Coalition in Garden City. I showed up for a few events there. A woman who counseled me and has since become my friend ran that, and there would be times that I would show up and help her out with, stopping cigarette smoking and just, I think, reflecting some of the things that were going on inside my head regarding my recovery. In almost 30 years, I really have had no one to share all this stuff with. And at times, Susan becomes the brunt of me needing to share with somebody what's going on, how I feel. Sometimes I didn't understand why different things were popping up in my life, and she definitely helped me through, in many ways as like family, part of my tribe, so to speak. I also volunteer with another coalition, Livonia Save Our Youth, and the last meeting, they meet once a month, and I basically go in there, and I believe I'm the only person who is working recovery, so me being there and contributing my thoughts, I think it gives them a better idea of some of the things that may be in their blind spot, things that they want to do, or ways they can improve things, or just see something from a person who has been through this stuff, like me, how their view on certain things. In going to this meeting, I had a few nice surprises. I was very involved in the conversation with different things. A few guest speakers, some of them involved with like a kind of like volunteer, involved with a fatherhood initiative and how important a father is to a son. It pleased me that these men are doing this I think it helps fill in some holes for some young people who lose their dad and struggle with the loss, and they help people to overcome that and do good to great things. One of the people who is on the board of directors with this group, I believe he works with Higuera, and they're starting a new program. It's basically a team, and one of the positions, I think all the positions require a degree, exception of one, peer support. And what I found when I was explained what the position was, it was something that I found very attractive, they would be working with both people who have mental illness, which I have less experience with, and people who are dealing with recovery, which I have more experience with, dealing with people who I friend online, as well as people I know in real life. My estimate is that maybe I've helped maybe 10 people over the course of my time on Facebook. And I don't know that completely successful, but I do see that there are people who may be finding better lives, and I think that is important. It opens things up for people in a way and lets them see more of the world than what they were seeing back when they were drinking or using. But this position is one that I described to Rob Probert back in 1989. It was my ideal. And when I heard gentleman tell me about it, I courted him before he left, and I wanted to know more about it. And it is something I want to do. I think out of anything in my life, kind of like, I don't know, you see yourself doing something, you do it. There's a line in the first Rocky movie: you see yourself doing right, you do right. And I tried to follow that line in many ways. And in hearing about this position, there's a line in Rocky where his best friend gets him a jacket for Notre Dame. He always wanted to play Notre Dame. He wasn't at Notre Dame yet. He gave him this jacket, and he puts it on, and he asks the friend, "How do I look?" He goes, "You were born to wear that." I believe this opportunity has come for me because I can do things and help people in ways that only I know how to. And I think it's important that somebody step up for people and somebody look out for them. And there's people getting upset. Something needs to be done about this. More people talking about something needs to be done. We have people who are in recovery, solid recovery, who should be the warriors who step to the front line and help our comrades in arms. This is the person I want to be. I think this is my call. This is my time to step up and step forward and make a difference. In the same regard, down the road, I would like to run for Garden City Council because I want to be a guy that can make the difference, that can see things that need to be done, step forward, and help formulate them and change things. I grew up in a small town, my hometown. If you can start a change in a small town like that, it's like planting a seed. And sometimes when you plant seeds, all of a sudden the next time the blossoms come, they're a little bit further, which means neighboring communities can see what's going on and try to mimic it, try try to emulate it. And I think that that's what this area needs. Metro Detroit needs people who will invest their time and help those who need the help, because no one else knows how, or no one else is willing to. And to me, in many ways, that is definition what a hero is. A hero knows what needs to be done. It may not be what they want to do, but you do it for the greater good. And I don't know that I'll ever be anything more than I am right now, but I want to try. And I'm not going to stop trying. I want to change things. I want people to look at things differently and not be so negative, and see the good in things and see how it can be made better by investing their time and their energy. That's how things get better, by investing your time and energy and putting it forth in such a way that it benefits others. This is just a small talk I wanted to have. I need to get this out of my system. This position with this company, helping others that suffer from mental illness and need help in recovery. They need a key to unlock the door. I would like to think that I can be a person that can help them find the key to open that door. I want them to be able to open the door, to be able to find what I found. Yes, nothing's perfect. It's a lot of hard work every day. Staying clean and sober is a job. You have to be very vigilant, persistent, and persevere. And there are people who fail. I don't intend on failing myself, and I don't intend on failing anyone that asks for my hand. This is me, February 6th, 2016 at 3:30 in the afternoon. I'd love it if you read this and maybe you did something on your end to get benefit somebody that needs it. We all give a little piece of ourselves back to our community. I think we can do wonders. We can change what is going on here, the negativity, the violence, reaching out to kids that are troubled and helping them find their way.